1. What is the reason of disappearance of the branches of the Nile River Delta to 2 branches only, between which there is a very fertile region? A. The sea water was free from strong currents and the shape of the river bottom is narrow V-shaped. B. The sea water was free from strong currents and the shape of the river bottom is an arc. C. The sea water was free from strong currents and the shape of the river bottom is wider shape. D. The sea water was of strong currents and the shape of the river bottom is an arc. To a rock, the quarter of its components is a mineral of conchoidal fracture and resulted from the solidification of lava during emission of gases. Deduce the type of rock and its name. A. Basic basalt. B. Intermediate andesite. C. Acidic pumice. D. Ultra basic comatite. 3. What's the crystal system which is different from the cubic system in the number of axes? A. The trigonal. B. Monoclinic. C. Tetragonal. D. Orthorhombic. For horizontal rocks layers above sea level by about 15 meters, has an inclined joint. An earthquake moved one of the 2 masses to become above the fracture plane by about 10 meters above sea level. What's the expected geological structure? A. Reverse. B. Thrust fault. C. Normal fault. D. Strike slip fault. 5. An agricultural soil near from Vesuvius region in Italy. What's the reason of increasing its plant production? A. Spread of ammonia gas. B. Presence of volcanic old breccia in this region. C. Spread of volcanic ash. D. Its presence besides rivers. 6. Which of the following is from the products of chemical weathering of rocks? A. Presence of talus slope in the cold regions. B. Presence of low-rise grooves in calcareous rocks. C. Formation of rock salt. D. Formation of Egyptian agricultural soil. 7. Earthquakes occurrence is repeated in Japan and in Asian countries. Detect the reason of this. 8. They lie in the mid of an oceanic plate away from the center of uprising currents. B. They are on the continental plains. C. They are on the borders of the tectonic plates. D. They lie in the mid of an oceanic plate away from the downward currents. 8. What are the resources which need millions of years to form in the interior of the Earth? They will disappear as a result of the misbehavior of human. B. Will be excess, otherwise the human causes its disappear. C. Never disappear, either the human behaves with it well or bad. D. Will be excess, has its ability to be renewed. 9. In the following vertical section, deduce the name of geologic structure 1 and 2 and the acting force. A1 is normal fault, 2 is reverse fault. Tension. Compression force. B1 is reverse fault, 2 is reverse fault. Compression force. C1 is reverse fault, 2 is normal fault. Compression. Tension. D1 is normal fault, 2 is normal fault. Tension force. 10. What are the types of unconformity surfaces in the following section? A. X angular unconformity. Z disconformity. W nonconformity. B X angular unconformity. Z. Nonconformity. W. Disconformity. C. X. Disconformity. Z. Angular unconformity. W. Nonconformity. D. X. Nonconformity. Z. Disconformity. W. Angular unconformity. 11. From the following figure answered, which living organisms in food web exist at X of the energy pyramid? A. Deer. B. Trees. C. Cockroach. D. Owls. 12. In a marine area X, the rate of fishing is higher than that in area Y. What is the main reason for abundance of fish wealth in area X and decrease in area Y? A. Decrease of salinity at X and increasing salt minerals at Y. B. Abundance of nutrients at X and its decreasing at Y. C. The area X is free from uprising current and Y is rich in uprising currents. D. C. Water is vigorous at X and quiet at Y. 13. A mineral consists of two elements used in making glasses lenses. A. What's the mineral? B. What is the mineral group? C. What the shape of its surface after its breaking? D. What is the color of its powder after it cut by diamond? 14. Which of these choices indicating that coal is not a mineral? A. Chemical composition. B. The crystal form. C. Economic importance. D. Physical state. 15. Which of the following describes the response of the growing plant stem when light falls on the plant from the east direction? A. Increasing the concentration of auxins in the stem in the east direction. B. The plant stem inclines in the west direction. C. Increasing the concentration of auxins in the stem in the west direction. D. The plant root inclines in the east direction. 16. Examine the two figures carefully then. What's the reason of the formation of these two phenomena? A. B. A. Both is as a result of unequal abrasion in heterogenic rocks. B. A is abrasion in heterogenic rocks, while B is abrasion for homogeneous rocks. C. Both is as a result of equal abrasion in homogeneous rocks. D. A is abrasion in homogeneous rocks, while B is abrasion for heterogenic rocks. 17. What happens if a plutonic igneous rock rich in sodium and potassium elements exposed to weathering factors in an arid desert region? A. Its components will separate to feldspars, biotite and quartz minerals. B. Decomposition of its minerals to hydrous aluminum silicates, shale and quartz. C. Its components will separate to amphibole, pyroxene and quartz. D. Decomposition of its components to kaolinite, mud and iron oxides minerals. 18. Which of these uses will lead to depletion of minerals? A. Elastomers in making pipes. B. Glass in making cooking utensils. C. Iron wastes. D. Making mineral coins. 19. One of the geologic phenomena in Egypt is the south of Ismailia Mountains. A. What is the type of movement caused it? B. What is the characteristics of faults accompanying this movement? C. Determine two textures for the igneous rocks accompanying this movement. 20. From the following figure, Which of the geological events is right in relation to the movement of the tectonic plates at A and B? A. Converging at A and B. B. Divergent at A and B. C. Constructive at B and destructive at A. Destructive at B and constructive at A. 21. Study the following food chain, then answer. Algae larvae, crustaceans, large fish, penguin. A. What's the percentage of the energy lost when it transfers from algae to crustaceans? B. Which consumers in the chain has the maximum amount of energy? C. What's the type of crustaceans sharing with larvae in the same level? D. Where can we find crustaceans sharing the larvae in the same level by day? 22. There were some geologic features in Wadi Firan in the way to St. Catherine similar to those found on both sides of the river Nile in Upper Egypt. Why these features were formed? A. Presence of an obstacle in the river stream and changing the water level in the flood time. B. The river water passes on heterogeneous rock. C. The river meets a strong current. C. D. The river water passes between heterogeneous rocks. 23. Examine the figure well, then answer. Which of these statements can be applied on the figure? A. A silicate's inorganic rock contains more than one mineral and not be scratched by copper coin. B. A non-silicate organic rock containing the mineral can be scratched by a of copper coin. C. The non-silicate inorganic rock containing the mineral can't be scratched by the streak plate. D. A silicate organic rock containing the mineral can be scratched by a piece of glass. 24. The opposite figure represents the epicenter of one of the earthquakes. Which of these points shows the minimum earthquake's intensity? AM, YBX, MCX, LVL, Y. 25. The rocks in the shape of the ropes and pillows rich in potassium element are A. andesite, B. dolerite, C. granite, D. rhyolite. 26. The shallow water plain in glaciers region where skating is playing and fishing can be done there. Deduce the water temperature expected in the bottom. A less than 30 C, B 0 C more than 30 C, D below 0. 27. A specimen was taken from river bottom. It is found that the abundant size is mud and silt, then the expected section of river is A. narrow V, B. arc, C. river terraces, D. wide V. 28. Geology shares in the following fields except A. Predict the ratio of raw materials used in chemical industries. B. Detect the places of building dams and digging tunnels. C. Searching for mineral stores. D. Searching for energy sources. 29. Which of the following changes occurred to a rock when it exposed to temperature and pressure? A. Crystals arranged in the same direction of pressure in a continuous rows. B. The size of crystals increased without arrangement. C. Crystals arranged perpendicular to pressure in cut-off intermittent rows. D. The size of crystals decreased without arrangement. 30. If the rock layer contained rounded-edged masses covered by sand layer, then mud sediments at top. Deduce the geological structure to which these deposits belong. A. River deposits. Mud cracks. B. Marine deposits and rippled marks. C. Marine deposits and cross bedding. D. River deposits and graded bedding. 31. What will form on meeting a freshwater stream with a lake formed by the effect of barriers? A. Dry delta. B. River delta. C. Spits. D. River terraces. 32. From the opposite graph, X represents the use of plastic in production of pipes and Y represent the use of mineral in production of pipes. What is the results of applying this relation? A. Increase in production of pipes. B. Rationalization of consumption of minerals. C. Decrease the import of mineral pipes. D. Decrease in production of pipes. 33. All of the following are from characteristics of the earthquake's waves except they used in exploration of oil. B. Has medium speed in relation to other waves. C. Can pass through Earth's core. D. Take part in formation of long waves. 34. The opposite figure represent the left side of mid-oceanic ridge. How these ridges formed and which is the reason? A. During constructive movement. A is younger. B. During destructive movement. B is younger. C. During divergent movement. A is older. D. During convergent movement. B is older. 35. The rock in Canada at North America was found with deviation angle 10 degrees. What do you deduce? A. North America was neared from equatorial line. B. North America moved to the south. C. North America was neared from South Pole. D. North America not moved from its place. 36. From the following figures. Which of the figures X, Y, or Z formed by change in physical state of water? A. Figure X, Y. B. Figure X, Z. C. Figure Y. D. Figure Z. 37. Using petroleum in petrochemicals industries is better than using it as a fuel because it gives A. It gives less profit income and more pollution. B. It gives higher profit income and more pollution. C. It gives higher profit income and less pollution. D. It gives less profit income and less pollution. 38. In indirect ecosystem, the lions feed on deer. Deduce what happened if environmental changes leads to extinction of lions. A. The number of deer increase and disturbance in equilibrium, then its stability. B. The number of deer decrease and disturbance in equilibrium, then its stability. C. Disappearance of deer and disturbance in the equilibrium, then its stability. D. Disappearance of deer and equilibrium of the ecosystem, then its stability. 39. The decrease in agriculture production refers to depletion of renewable environmental resources. Which of the following has the greatest effect? A. Overgrazing. B. Widening in cultivation of forests. C. Irrigation by submerging. D. Widening in using insecticides. 40. Which of the following places are more exposed to occurrence of volcanic eruptions? A. The regions of subduction of tectonic plates. B. Regions where magma chambers below are free from magma. C. Regions of salty lakes. D. Regions which are of many joints. 41. Which of the following can be considered a safe substitute for the fossil fuel? A. Petrochemicals. B. Making coal from trees. C. Animals and plants wastes. D. Using uranium. 42. Two rocks have the same mineral composition. The first is biochemical sedimentary and the second is massive. What is the difference between the two rocks? A. The first has clear fossils and the other has deformed fossils and veins. B. The first has deformed fossils and veins but the other has clear fossils. C. Both have deformed fossils and have no veins. D. Both have veins and have no fossils. 43. The opposite figure shows a river stream. Deduce the geologic processes at XY which caused changing the shape of the river. A. Deposition at X and erosion at Y. B. Both are deposition. C. Deposition at Y and erosion at X. D. Both are erosion. 44. What do you expect in case of limited substitution of atoms of an element with atoms of another element in some minerals? A. Difference in the streak color. B. Difference in the crystal system of the mineral. C. Difference in the mineral hardness. D. Difference in wavelength of its reflected light. 45. A. Detect the result of changing the speed of the water stream in a river. Its section is an arc-shaped. B. What will be the new shape of the section? C. What are the reasons of this change? 46. Deduce which of the following statements indicate the importance of the biosphere. A. The intricate relationship between the living organisms and the physical factors only. B. Intricate relationship between the living factors and the chemical factors only. C. The place of reproduction of the living organisms in the presence of non-living factors. D. The balance in relation between living organisms with each other only. 47. What is the percentage of transfer energy from level to another in marine food chain related to the percentage of transfer energy from level to another in terrestrial food chain? A equal B more C less. D no relation. 48. Phosphates, nitrates, copper and zinc. The opposite figure represents a food web and the letters X, Y, Z, W represent the living organisms present there. What are the letters represent the consumers there? They Y, Z, B, Y, W, C, X, Y, D, X, Z. 49. If you know that the Nile River becomes narrower in some regions and wider in other regions along its path, how can you explain that? A. The narrow stream is due to the river passes in an humid region and the wider stream is it passes in dry region. B. Increasing the lateral erosion in the narrow region. C. Difference in rocks hardness on both sides of the river. D. The narrow stream is due to the river passes in dry region and the wider stream is it passes in humid region. 50. What happens if movement of magma in Egypt from north to south stopped? A. Increasing the height of the Abyssinian Plateau. B. Increasing the basic magma in the North Sea. Increasing the acidic magma in the South. D. Disappearance of Abyssinian Plateau.